music.
Oh my God.
Here goes.
Blazing across the airwaves right now.
Get ready.
Now this is Freddie McGregor, and you're tuned in to the baddest rhythm of all time.
Grant's Rock Warehouse is trying to change the world one track at a time.
Are we on the air?
Yes, you are.
More music, more of the time.
Grant's Rock Warehouse.
Don't understand what's going on here.
Welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse and to another episode of No Skips. All killer, no filler on this episode. The Wax is here. We're going to look at the DBs, Donald Fagen, the Birds, and Tears for Fears. We want to hear from you in the chat. Let's do it.
Grant is trying to change the world one track at a time. Grant's Rock Warehouse is keeping it real in the field.
We are definitely keeping it real in the field tonight. Definitely. Ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, that graphic, how does it have me holding a Chick Corea record?
Because I took it from your video today.
Oh. But I'm not using that one.
I know, but whatever. You know how long it takes for me to scroll through all these damn videos? This is why I don't ever put myself up or anybody up, because you have to find the right shot, and at least you are framed right.
I mean, listen, you know how many hours I stand in front of the mirror going like this? Is it this? Is it this?
I should have said, can you hold Tears for Fears and send me a picture?
Yes, I'll do that. I have no problem.
Right. Well, whatever. We put Chick Corea up there. It doesn't matter.
Like 20 people didn't tune in because they were the Chick Corea record.
Nah, they don't care.
People don't. Total skip.
Anyway, I want to welcome
record, by the way.
Rob the Wax here tonight. I want to welcome everybody in the chat for tuning in. I appreciate the support. We're just trying to keep it real in the field here in the warehouse, as we say. Who's all here? West Coast Dave's here. Russell's here. Al's here. Total Eclipse. I was watching you two earlier. Well,
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Many people might get sick doing that.
Breakfast King is here. All right. Well, as you know how this show works, we pick 4 records that we consider. Now, these are our own opinions, that there are no skips on these records. So anyway, Rob, what do you want to add to that? This was your concept. This is like episode 4.
There's a guy mostly I see him on TikTok, but I think he's on YouTube, and he's kind of divisive, kind of record reviewer guy. Mm-hmm. And he does a thing where that's where I got it from. Like, give me a record with no skips, and he pulls out records I don't even know. So what would I do?
Well,
but we're kind of in the same generational gap, me and you. So 100%. We have records that we both heard of, and that guy's. I'm not divisive.
No, not you.
Not me.
No, you're not at all. Not here. You're not.
Here's how I judge that guy. Look, if you have tattoos, more power to you. But if you have a calf tattoo, there's something going on.
Oh, a what tattoo?
A tattoo on your calf.
Oh, any leg tattoos.
Yes.
That
I'm just okay with it if you tat your sleeve, make a sleeve. But with the calf tattoo.
But this is going on a tangent, but it's like going to the Marion County Fair or any fair. You're going to see a lot of tattoos, and I'm talking about these young ladies that I can't believe they're doing this to themselves, but they'll just have random tattoos like all over their legs and stuff that make no common sense.
Yes. I'm all for themes. You know, I don't know the Marion County Fair.
Well, it's like every fair.
Well, if you go to Ocean City, Maryland on the boardwalk, I'm guessing that's the Marion County Fair.
Yes, the same
the boardwalk in Ocean City, Maryland.
It's like going to the Marion Popcorn Festival, which we just had. Quiet Riot played. I did not go because I had COVID. I was going to go. We had passes to get backstage and hang out and all that, and I couldn't go because it would have been great content for the show, but I couldn't go because I had COVID. Damn it. Ruined it for me. Yeah, I know.
I've never had the COVID, but I'll end it on one thing. I think every tattoo parlor should have a position. This is, you hire someone who's in their late 60s, early 70s, who made bad tattoo decisions, and the person should go, "You sure you want it? Because this guy got it at your age, but now he's all wrinkly and saggy."
Well, that's the thing. You should, if you're going to do it. Now, I don't have any, I'm anti, I don't get it. The reason I am anti is because my dad was in World War II. He was in the Navy. All the Navy guys got tattoos. So he had 2 tattoos, like an anchor, and then he had a dragon right here. Now, when I was a kid, I thought that was badass.
Right.
Dad, you've got a dragon on your forearm? That was cool. But my dad always hated him. He hated him his whole life. He felt remorse that he got him when he was like 18, 19. He hated him. So it was always in my mind. He always said, Grant, never do it.
He became an upstanding professional guy.
No, he worked on the railroad, but he always hated him. And he said, Grant, never do it. Never do it. Never do it. So I had that in my...
Well, I'm not religious, but I am of the Jewish faith, and you cannot be buried in a Jewish cemetery if you have a tattoo.
I do believe the Bible says you can't tattoo yourself. I don't know which testament. I don't. Not
well, I don't know. But
anyway,
yes.
But these young female, I know we're already on a tangent, but that's what we do. These young females that get these tattoos, and I don't think there's any strategic, I don't think they have daddy issues or something, but they don't realize that everything's going to move.
Well,
you mentioned that one tattoo, her boyfriend's going to end up looking like.
Well, I have friends that
somebody else.
I have friends that paid a lot of money to a very.
Star's got tattoos. I better be quiet.
I have friends that paid a lot of money to a very high level tattoo artist, but theirs are really good, like really, really good. And it's not like, my boyfriend's Chuck, and then there's a cross out.
Right.
But we digress.
Who's that one chick that had the tattoo? Kat Von D.
Oh, she was hot.
She's getting all of hers all blacked out. So she's just going to have like a sleeve of black.
Doesn't the drummer for Rage Against the Machine, isn't his all blacked out?
He
One
might.
of his arms is all blacked
That
out.
seems to be the thing to do now. I don't know. I whatever. I'm just saying, when you're young and you do it, things are going to move around. So you got to, if you're going to do it, think about the future where you put it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, when like deep interviewers are interviewing like celebrities and stuff, and they go, "What would older you tell younger you?"
Right. Exactly. Anyway, let's get down to it. We're just here. Waxed and I are here just to turn you on to some stuff and just the rap music. And we do want to hear from you in the chat. Are there any no skip albums that you like? And basically, I'm sure there's tons, but I tried to pick one that not maybe people would think about. I don't know. I'm just doing my thing here in the warehouse. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Rob and let him start us off. Rod,
Yes.
You have the floor.
So I chose this album here. I feel like this album's ever present in my life. It never goes away.
Yeah.
Mainly because one song on this album is in my top 10 of songs ever, all-time songs. And here's a good story. This particular copy, I traded a turntable for it.
You did?
Well, the turntable was like,
yeah, but what's that copy?
Someone gave it to me, but at the time, like OGs of this, maybe they've come down a bit, but OGs of this record go for a little bit of dough.
Nuh-uh. That was $1. I got 5 of them that I bought for $1.
Pandemic, this record was going, OGs of this record were going for money. It's
I'm going to start selling.
I don't know if it's currently in print. Like you can get a modern version of it, but mine has a hype sticker on it.
That's cool.
And,
mine doesn't have a hype.
But I mean, I like the story that I traded a turntable for this. So here's how this is ever present. A movie I always go back to again and again and again to watch, the movie Real Genius, like a top movie. The last song in the film is the Everybody Wants to Rule the World, which is in my top 10 of songs of all time. Now, and actually they currently are doing a residency in Vegas for the whole month of September.
I would
So-
go see that.
Yeah. So this record, again, to prepare for the stream, I re-listened to the records, and I feel like there's no skips. I feel like a couple of the songs bleed into, what would you call it? It's not
A segue.
well, it's a prelude. So what's a song? It's like more in operas or symphony, classical music.
Mhm.
Two of the songs have like a play-in song. So
An interlude.
I feel like the way this album was put together, they kind of spaced out because there's 4 hits on this.
Oh yeah. This was big. You could not escape this when it came out.
No. And it hasn't suffered its age.
No.
And in fact,
That's a good point, Rob, because if you listen to the production on here, it is aged well.
Well, that's the thing that connects the two records I have tonight. This is
but I can handle 80s. I don't feel that there's a lot of reverb on it. It's not over the top.
But here's a funny thing. What's my funny thing? This is so well produced. It sounds so good. Greg Gabi, who's the mastering engineer, he mastered a lot of good 80s records. But this is so well produced. It sounds so good. Oh, here's the thing. So Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I never knew, because we're used to the radio cut of that song, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's an extended version of that song. I don't think it's on it's not on this, but there's a longer version of the song.
Like I don't want to say dance mix, but they would do. But you
like
know what I mean. They would make longer mixes for clubs and stuff like that.
Right. So this I'm trying to say, is this a UK pressing? No, it's a US.
That's
so we'll start off. Shout, a song they still play on the radio today. You can hear Shout on the radio, whatever. But Shout, if you put on an 80s mix, it's always Shout. So Shout is a pop hit. I don't know what it reached at the top of the pops. Well, no one cares what you think, Randy. So this was a bigger hit album. The other one was, they had that one song, right? That was like it. Do you know Tears for Fears? It's a mad world. Is that
Off the Hurting?
Yeah, the Mad World. I have,
and that was on Donnie Darko soundtrack.
Okay, I have the Hurting. So
yeah, I love that record.
But then Shout, you always hear, great song, anthem, kind of 80s anthem song. The Working Hour is more instrumental. There's vocals in it, there's lyrics, but it's more of an instrumental song. And then
well, hey.
So they kind of spaced it out. You had the big hit and kind of more instrumental. These instrumental songs kind of go into those British 80s synth bands. So I feel like sometimes on this, it's kind of borderline Depeche Mode-y with the synth. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Can't talk more about that song. Excellent song. And Every Day Was a Happy Ending. It was a great. Okay. And then Mother's Milk, I think, was a single.
Yeah, Everybody Loves a Happy Ending. It's another No Skips record from
when was that? Was that released before the Hurting?
That was like, what was that, 97, 2002? Help me out.
That was a late, much
That's
later.
when they got back together.
Oh, well, but then I still have to buy this Sowing the Seeds of Love album, that album.
Yeah, that's a good record too, but I like Everybody Loves a Happy Ending even better. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, they got back together again. I think they've done 2 albums since that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I think is another one of those kind of synth connection songs on here. But again, no skipping. And then The Broken is sort of a prelude to Head Over Heels, because the what do you call it? What do you call it in the song? not the chord, not the melody. The melody of Head Over Heels is in broken, so they play into each other. And
Yeah,
then
I love it.
the final song on the album, Listen, is one of those kind of synthy kind of songs, low, less lyrics and singing. But this is a top-notch killer ass album.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to rule the world. Classic. I like the production of it.
Yeah.
I wasn't so much in it at the time, but there was a quote, someone asked Paul McCartney what records he liked at the time, and he thought quite a lot about this record. And I thought, well, maybe if Paul likes it, maybe I ought to give it another shot.
Well, I'll tell you, Webb's thing, that Head Over Heels, the best music video from this album is Head Over Heels.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Even both of them are on there. Technically, still at this time, they were kind of a trio, weren't they?
Well, the drummer, I think,
keyboard player, he wrote,
or the keyboard player, I think he was in the band, the previous band that had the two members from Naked Eyes in it.
Ian Stanley.
Yeah.
I think he was technically, I mean, there's all the music, there's four in the band based on this.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in the Head Over Heels. He's the one who goes, "Hey." That's the best music video from this album.
It's great. But yeah, did you know that Naked Eyes and Tears for Fears used to be like
The
one
same band?
Yeah. Then they broke off.
When I was in summer camp, the biggest song was There's Always Something There to Remind Me.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a guy in the cabin with me. We were CITs, I think, counselors in training. And he added a lyric. He made up this thing called the Face Monster. I don't know where it came from. But we would always say there's someone there to remind me of the Face Monster. And no one gives a shit about that. But that was the camp thing.
There you go. Well, takes you back.
I think Naked Eyes is... You go on those cruises. Isn't Naked Eyes on those?
I saw them last year.
And they were still just as good?
No, because what's his name?
He lost his
voice? He was sick. No, he was sick. And he went up and tried to play. And the first night, it was just horrible.
The singer or the keyboard?
The singer. Well, the keyboard player died. He's been dead, but the singer, he's still carrying on.
Oh, when did the keyboard player die?
I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe.
Oh, sad.
He had surgery and had complications and passed away.
Oh, that's sad.
But anyway, the first time they played on the cruise, Naked Eyes wasn't horrible. The second time, I didn't go back. I should have, because I love the Naked Eyes. I think that those Naked Eyes records, same thing. There's no skips on those either. Phenomenal stuff.
All right, I'll be mourning as you do your record.
Yes, you can. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go back in time. We're going to go. You know how we are in the Warehouse. We tend to go back in time a lot. At least I've been on a 60s kick lately. Obviously, if you follow the channel, you have been noticing that. But I'm going back. Now, if we know anything about the 60s, it was pretty much the Beatles who really came up with the whole thing where there'd be an album of no skips. You have to admit, well, maybe there's some no skips on Dylan stuff, but the Beatles predate that.
You mean throughout the whole run of the Beatles? Or
yeah, but
I'm a later Beatles guy. Like after
I like all of it. I like it all. But anyway, this is another band that I think those initial albums with the first incarnation of the band, absolutely phenomenal stuff. There's very little filler, but this, even though we don't have Gene Clark on this record I do think is the best Byrds album ever. And we're going to go with, if I can get my graphic up the same time, ladies and gentlemen, as I hold that up. No, I don't have to hold that up. The Byrds Younger Than Yesterday. So this came out February 67.
When did Gene Clark leave?
Gene Clark left on Fifth Dimension. He's on and co-wrote 8 Miles High. He's on that, but he's not on the rest of the record.
Okay. But what's his face is still. I'm not a big Birds guy.
Oh, I love
Is Crosby still in the Birds?
Crosby still in the Birds. Michael Clark, Roger McGuinn,
Yeah.
and Chris Hillman are in this. It's this original band, but without Gene Clark. But this was produced by Gary Usher. I guess they recorded this over an 11-day period. But the tracks, So You Want to Be a Rock and Roll Star opens this damn thing, which is phenomenal track, which was basically them kind of making fun of the Monkees. So, you're
Who
a fake.
Who mainly wrote that song?
That's McGuinn and Hillman wrote that.
Okay.
But, satire and pop
that's a good-
stardom.
That's a good song.
It's a
I'm
great
not
song.
so much into the folky,
Okay.
alt countryness of them.
Well, that's later.
Okay.
That's Sweetheart of the Rodeo.
Yeah,
and
I
that's-
don't like that album.
Okay. Have You Seen Her Face is Chris Hillman's song, Jangly, kind of a British invasion style rocker. Hillman is doing the vocals on it. He sounds fine. Now, CTA 102 is a little bit of a, of course, we know Roger McGuinn. If you know Roger McGuinn, he was always fascinated with space and all that. This is kind of like a electronic psychedelic sci-fi track. Now you probably could look at it and go, well, Grant, that's probably filler. I don't know. I don't skip it when I play it. I like it. It's just very experimental. Think of the time period, 1967. Renaissance Fair, which I think is probably one of the greatest tracks on the record, is a David Crosby McGuinn collaboration. Which is basically talking about the Renaissance Fair that took place in the LA back in the day. And I guess, from what I understand, it used to be a beautiful event I don't know when it dissolved, but when Crosby wrote it, evidently the Renaissance Fair in LA really was starting to go downhill.
Well,
You know anything about the Renaissance Fair back in the day?
I'm about to actually have a, what do you call it?
Moment?
No, a factoid or something.
Okay.
I hang out with this dude, Jim Record Collector News. He publishes the Record Collector News magazine. You can pick up at least in LA stores, but he ships it around to different places. And if you want a copy, let me know. I'll send you one. So when we drive out near, if you know the Bill and Ted movies where they go to raid the water park out near there, where the Bill and Ted movies take place.
Yeah.
He always points. That's where the Renaissance Fair is.
Oh.
That's every year when they have the Renaissance Fair, it's out near where the old racetrack is. They just closed down the racetrack out there, and the Miller Brewing plant. So that's my San Dimas. That around there is where
So they still do it?
they do a Renaissance Fair. I mean, I don't know the one they're talking about if it was somewhere in closer LA. That's out
I don't
there.
know, but they were
That's
talking about they stopped doing it. And this song was basically something about how it went downhill. I don't know. David Crosby probably doing a lot of dope.
How does okay, let me ask a question. How does a Renaissance Fair go downhill? Isn't it already downhill?
I guess it was poorly managed, and I guess a lot of riffraff was going in there.
Isn't that the point of a Renaissance Fair? It's like Middle Ages riffraff.
That's true. I think David Crosby wanted something more. But it's phenomenal. Just the Rickenbacker 12-string that's on it is just so emotional. And you don't think a Rickenbacker 12-string would have any kind of emotion, but the way McGuinn plays it on there, I love it.
All I want from a Renaissance Fair is girls wearing
tube tops.
No, that's not part of the Middle Ages. They're wearing.
Well, I want them wearing tube tops,
corsets with hovering bosoms. But I want a guy walking around going, "Long ago and
want a lute, playing a lute,
a lute. I need a lute player." But even that is downhill.
Yeah, I know. Well, okay, so I guess it fit. This also has Everybody's Been Burned, which is another Crosby kind of jazz tinge ballad. Great. Phenomenal. Well, I love it. Crosby's on fire. My Back Pages is on here, which is yet another Dylan track that they did. And of course, the Byrds always had a flair for taking a Dylan song and making it Yeah. Always
Would you
take a
think
Dylan
they-
song and make it commercial. What?
When I hear Mr. Tambourine Man, I think of the Birds version. I don't think of the Dylans.
No, because it's like Hendrix. When you think All Along the Watchtower,
Yeah, that's
I
it.
think of Hendrix. I don't think of Bob Dylan.
Oh.
You know, it seems like everybody knew how to interpret his songs better than, nothing against Bob, but people could interpret his stuff, I think, a lot easier.
Well, I don't think. I think people want He's an untraditional singer. I think people want melody and harmony and not barking singing like kind of what he does.
Yeah. But he's a great songwriter, of course, but the interpretations just bring out his songs even better. But anyway, this record only got up to 24 back in the day. The Byrds you think that the Byrds were like big sellers. The Byrds never really were like big sellers back in the day. But
Were they a headlining act?
I would think so.
Yeah. Well, what was their main year? From when to when were they the strongest they were?
Well, it's 65 to 67, probably.
Okay.
Sweetheart of the Rodeo, didn't really do anything, even though it's very influential.
It's a music nerd album. That's what I would think.
But they had great vocals and great harmonies, and I love it. It is what it is. But anyway, there's no skips as far as I'm concerned on Younger Than Yesterday.
Well,
go get yours today, kids.
I mean, so you want to be a rock and roll star? I mean, that has, what do you call it? The guitar lead in is very, what do you call that? Iconic.
Yeah, just like 8 Miles High's is iconic.
Right. When you hear the 8 Miles High too, for me, not a big Birds fan, but when I hear the opening of those two songs, I know what songs they are.
100%.
Yeah.
Let's see what Keith Richards has to say. Oh, that's not him. See, he doesn't care.
You have sound effects?
I do right now.
I didn't hear them. They're not coming through.
You can't hear Keith coming through?
No.
Oh, he's not coming through. Why isn't it coming through?
I can do my imitation of Keith Richards.
It should be coming through, but it's not. Hold on. Is that coming through? Let me try it again.
Keith Richards at a Renaissance fair?
Oh, yeah, I don't know that. But so what?
It's not coming through.
Now it is. Now it is.
So what?
Is it?
Yeah.
Weird. I wonder why
the technical difficulties you're having right now reminds me of a Renaissance fair.
It does. But I got cricket sounds. You hear crickets?
Yes, hear them. I hear them.
All right. I can do applause. All right. I don't know why it wasn't working before, but all right. Well, we'll keep going. We don't need more crickets.
All right.
Crickets off.
So I'm going to my next record.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Well,
I don't think this will be a divisive record, maybe, but I didn't trade a turntable for it. But actually, the version I have, and actually, I did a shootout over the weekend because I picked up a Japanese pressing of this. But this is the one you want. This has the hype sticker. It technically is the promo. It's on translucent vinyl, that high grade vinyl. This is one of the best sounding,
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to ask
and
you.
it's digital recording.
It's digital. It's Robert Ludwig mastered. But I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
It's a genre of music you don't particularly care for. But it's so well produced that bumps it up some, I think. This is such a good sounding record. First and foremost. And then I like the music. I mean, people call this basically a Steely Dan record. I mean, I think even Walter Becker plays on some stuff.
Even Al said it should have been a Steely Dan record.
Right. But this is such a good album. And here's something that people don't talk about much. Donald Fagen, or if you want to call it Steely Dan, they kind of were able to kind of scooch into the MTV world right when it started. This album is 82, right?
82.
And the 2 videos for this album were constant rotation on MTV. Right?
It was a big record. I remember getting a lot of rotation. Yeah.
You start off with IGY.
Oh.
What a wonderful world this would be. And that music video is it's a music video, I think.
Yeah,
right?
it is a music video. Yeah.
The better one is New Frontier with that hottest shit girl in it. Remember the couple that go into a bomb shelter?
Mm-hmm.
How
could you forget? She was hot.
Very hot. But this is kind of like you put this record on late at night, sitting in a nice chair, relaxed with a beverage or a rolled up thing or a gummy. And such a great beginning to end listen. It gets into jazzy, a little smoothness. But Donald Fagen has such a good voice. And I'm not 100% sure. By the way, here's a little factoid. He has a copy of a Sonny Rollins record sitting there next to the turntable. That's Sonny Rollins there.
Oh, yeah, but so what?
Keith's not impressed.
Okay. No, this is the Steely Dan. It's Donald Fagen, the Nightfly. Ruby Baby. I mean, is this a good rule of thumb? If the album has 2 songs named after ladies, you're on a good start. You got Ruby Baby and then Maxine. Greenflower Street. They're all catchy. But New Frontiers is my favorite on here. The music video is awesome. Here's the one thing I would say. I don't know if this is a concept album. I kind of want to think it's a concept album.
I think it kind of is.
Right?
I think it's a nod back to that era. You know, going down to bomb shelters and
you can and welcome to WHME. This is such a good album. It is so good.
I think it continues on right where Gaucho left off.
Yeah, Gaucho's a great record.
Mm-hmm. I think this record sounds better, though, than Gaucho. No, this record's very clean. Now, I don't know if it's the digital recording or maybe it's a combination of the digital recording and then laid to vinyl. But the CD, the original CD of it, sounds good, too. So,
well, I can tell you something. So Robert Ludwig mastered this.
Yes.
You can get this. You can get any copy, the MoFi, Japanese pressing. They all use that same metalwork, the U.S. metalwork. So any of those pressings, I recommend getting the Japanese because it's on that quiet vinyl. This album cannot have scratches or scuffs.
No, because it would jump out. It would jump out.
Yes. So having a nice clean vinyl of it, but I mean, if you have the CD, you're already there.
Mm-hmm.
Gaucho, and the production story of Gaucho is so good. Where they left the tapes in a taxi and you never saw them again.
I don't know if I've heard that story.
Oh, they lost the tapes.
Well, how could they lose why were they in a taxi and how did they lose them?
Listen, they were famous for taking way too long to make a record, remixing and changing. They are never satisfied, but the tapes were lost on Gaucho. That's the story. I mean, I have all of them. I don't think there really is truly a dud in the Steely Dan.
No, there's no dud. I even like those later records when they got back together.
Right. Those 2 are good. But even, I'm not so much, I really am not in depth on all. I think there are 4 or 5 solo Donald Fagen records. Because they're not heavily.
Kama Curiad is one.
Yeah.
And
they did a record store day box with all the solo Donald Fagen records. But that thing goes for a bunch of dough. They need to reissue those. But I don't think there's truly a dud in them at all.
No, I don't think so either. It's a good record. It sounds great. We used to take that record and test PA systems with it. So if we had to go set up a PA for an event, we would play that.
Which record?
This record to make sure. we'd use it to set up PA systems to make sure it sounded good. Because it was such a great sounding record.
It totally is
True
a great
story.
I mean, if you want to hear, I'll end my little 2 cents. If you want to hear what a well-produced record is, it's this one. Because of maybe with the digital recording.
I don't know. But it was early digital, you know?
Yeah.
What were they recording to then? Well, there was a special big old Sony machine that they were using back then.
But it was digital tape.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they were recording to
analog
CD or something. It was digital tape.
I'm playing the Zappa record with Valley Girl right now. All right.
Pick something. I don't think you have the ability to pay attention to two different things.
I don't think so, but he's trying. Asia is apparently the best selling, but their debut is clearly the most played on the radio. Was this different years ago? You're right. I think at least on FM rock radio today, I think if they do play anything, though I don't hear as much Steely Dan on there anymore. It's usually from the first record.
Well, here's the problem with today, or at least the last 10 years. There's so many ways to get music streaming, whether you make a playlist, but if you're like Sirius, Sirius, I listen to the 80s station on Sirius a lot. You know, I don't know how you can determine all that stuff.
Was Nightfly mastered the analog tape?
It might have been afterwards.
It could have been.
For the pressing of the vinyl.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. And I don't know what the CD was.
Out of left field, Manilow. Where'd that come from?
I don't know. Iggy and the Stooges, Raw Power, all killer. Nathan says Asia, no filler. I agree.
Yeah, Asia. I found a copy because there's a particular one if you want the best one. But Asia's great.
Asia's great. My music corner's coming with Royal Scam all the way.
I think there's only 4 songs on Asia, right? Am I wrong? They blended in each other so well. The best line they ever wrote. They call Alabama the Crimson Tide.
The whole thing's good. Yeah, I know. You're all worked up.
I know. Well, it's all the coffee I've drank today.
Countdown to Ecstasy. My favorite, though, I think is Katie Lied, even though it does have a questionable sound. It's definitely unique because they had that Dolby issue with it when they recorded it. But it's fine, but it doesn't sound all that hot. More singing from the Wax. Look, Daigon wants you to sing more. Do it again. They still play that every now and then. Every major dude.
Yes. You know, is one. There's that one Steely Dan song that sounds like Crosby, Stills and Nash. I don't want to do your dirty work.
I love that song.
Stills and Nash.
It does. What was that singer's name, everybody? I forget. He
had bad teeth.
You ever see the Midnight Special video?
Yeah, his teeth were like crap. All his teeth went in different directions.
Yeah, he needed to get some work done. Ricky, Don't Lose That Number. Yes, another great. There's nothing weak of anything in the Steely Dan catalog.
I'm a big maker up lyrics to songs when I hear them, but I would always say, Ricky, don't lose that number. And I would say, yeah, lose that number. That's what I would say.
David Palmer.
Yeah, he had horrible teeth.
Horrible teeth, but great. I love what he brought to it.
We did a Cheap Trick album already.
We did do Cheap Trick. Cheap Trick 70s albums, 100% Nathan.
I'm very happy that went over much better than I thought it would on the stream. So I'm happy about that.
All right, good. All right, awesome. All right, well, we're going to keep moving now. I was really trying to pick something that doesn't really get talked about. And I kept thinking, geez, what of all these CDs and records I've got, what's another one? Oh, I just thought of another one that I could pick. I'll do that for the next show. Okay. But I'm going, man, what could I choose that a lot of people probably don't know? and it really needs to get out there and get more love. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going with the DBs Like This. This came out in 1984 in Bearsville. This was the third studio album, and this is down when they got down to a trio. So co-founder Chris Stamey left to do a solo stint, and Peter Holsapple's the only one left. So he's the primary songwriter, the front man, bassist Gene Holder's still here, and drummer Will Rigby is still here. This was produced by Scott Litt, who has done a lot of work with REM. This record, I don't miss Chris Stamey. A lot of people always give the nod to maybe those earlier DBs records, but I think this is their phenomenal record. The first two records were only available here as an import. Now you could get them now. I mean, IRS put them out as reissues on CD.
They're not an American band?
Well, they're an American band, but the first two records were only available as an import. They got this deal with Bearsville, and they were able to put out this record here. So I would say this jangle pop, power pop, whatever you want to call it, 60s rock. It might give a nod to the Byrds, Del Shannon, you might think of that. But I think Holsapple's songwriting is great. The whole thing flows well. The sequencing's good. There's not one track on here that I skip at all. This is my favorite record. Evidently, they did reissue this. The copy that I have is this is the Rhino copy. So this was like Rhino. Is this Rhino or is this Bearsville? How was this released? Let me look. Bearsville through Rhino. So this was the first one that was released. I remember buying this record back in the day on vinyl. The vinyl sounds good too, but it's got the track Love Is for Lovers, which opens up the whole thing. This has hooks galore. Call it pop, call it power pop, whatever you want to call it. It's phenomenal. Spy in the House of Love kind of has a little bit of a disco feel, but it's not. It's the closest. I think that might have been the single. That's the closest thing you're even going to get for a single on here, and it's trying to be a little bit commercial, but it's really not.
Were they playing a lot on alternative radio?
I've heard Love Is for Lovers on alternative radio back in the day. Amplifier's another one. Amplifier's a song that they did on the previous record. It's got a lot of effects on it, smashing sounds, but it's very live sounding. I like it. But there's other things. Santa Monica, Spy in a House of Love, which is a variation of the other one. Begin Again. There's a whole bunch. It's just so great. I mean, like I said, some people think that the first record and the previous record, Repercussion, they seem to think that's the peak.
That record's not on Apple Music. Is it streaming?
Which record?
This one.
It might not be. It used to go for a lot of money to find the CD of it because it was only out briefly. It was expensive. I know it got reissued. I think it got like a special, I don't know, expanded something. I don't remember. I just had the original CD and the original vinyl. I don't know. But this is Peter Holsapple's tour de force. Great songwriting. It's a joy to listen to. I like it. You know, a lot of the fans really recommend it. I highly recommend it if you're into power pop or if you like the DBs and you haven't heard this. So I've always loved this record. Thomas, the first two DB's albums were released initially. Albion, is that how you pronounce it? Records in the UK until they signed with IRS for the album Like This. I think it was called, they put out another album after this with this lineup, and I think they added another guitar player, The Sound of Music, but it wasn't as good as this record. This record's a great record. Yeah. But I'll take Sound of Music is no problem. I think that might have sold more than this one. Hey, Rob, so you're a fan of Fagan. Are you familiar with the band Monkey House? Try their release Friday or the latest Crash Box and see what you think. Look at that.
Are they just reminiscent of them, or is there some sort of involvement?
Yeah, what D Rocker, what's the deal with those?
What's the deal with that? Monkey House.
See, Elliot Cruz says Stamey and Holzapfel are the best period for the DBs.
Okay, so
This is a phenomenal record.
I'm looking up Monkey House now.
Oh, here we go.
I'll check it out.
All right, he'll check it out. Barely Man of the Kinks or the Village Green Preservation Society. All killer. Love this album. 100%, Manilow. 100%. Is Sound of Music on iTunes? There's any of that IRS stuff on iTunes, or is it just the first two records?
I'm trying to find like this to stream, and I guess YouTube's your only choice.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Spotify says it has it. I turn my volume down. I'm going to Spotify.
Okay, here we go. Thomas said the reason Like This was so rare is that it was released by Bearsville as they were going out of business. That's
okay,
true.
so it's not even available on. They have a listing on Spotify. Not there.
I don't know. I thought it was getting a reissue or something, but I haven't kept track. I'm happy with the Rhino CD, so I didn't really care. There you go. Stamey and Holzapfel's Mavericks album is another great album. I have not heard it, but I know it got good reviews.
But it looks like they put something out not too long ago.
Yeah, they're going to be on the Underground Garage Tour. Underground Garage Tour. Little Steven's Underground Garage is doing a cruise in April, and Holzapfel and Stamey are going to be on it. And Mike Mills is going to be on it because the Big Star band. There's this band that a lot of these different... Who's the drummer for Big Star? Shit, my brain tonight.
I don't know.
Well, anyway.
Hey, there's a connection between this album and that album.
What is it?
Greg Gobby mastered that album too. He mastered both of his albums. You won't find that factoid in any other shitty live stream.
Hell no. We're all about being smart and shit.
So the reason this sounds so good and the reason that sounds so good
is Greg
Gobby. That's a Sterling Sound Sheffield mastering, which are top-notch places.
Jody Stevens, yeah. So on the cruise, Jody Stevens will be there. Mike Mills will be on there playing in the Big Star tribute band. What is it? Big Star All Stars or something like that?
I've seen that. They do this for fundraising thing here in LA with the same group of people. Mike Mills is part of it. Mm-hmm. It's all these big people doing the Big Star stuff.
So they'll be on the ship. I'm looking forward to it.
When is this?
In beginning of April.
Now, when you go on these cruises, are people starting fights in the food line?
No, not here. Not on the 80s cruise. We don't have that, and we don't have that on the. I'm assuming the Little Stevens cruise. Everyone will be well behaved. Ken just saw BOC last Friday for the first time. Boy, they were good. I haven't seen them.
Well, I heard I talked to someone who saw them recently. He said they weren't good.
Oh. Elliot Cruz, the DBs and Mitch Easter and a bunch of other great artists. Bands all came through Reynolds High School in Winston-Salem.
Okay, but Elliot Cruz is such a homer. He is such a homer.
I almost picked a Let's Active album, but I might pick it next week. Next month.
Mitch Easter produced all those stuff, right? How many REM albums did he do?
He did the first two. And the EP.
He was such a good producer. I'm not so much a Let's Active guy.
I love Lex Active.
He was a little too happy to be singing.
You think?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
What was that one Let's Active song? They have one song that got played all the time.
Are you talking about? Well, they did a cover that was kind of big. God, I wasn't ready to. My brain. I can't. I wasn't ready to talk Let's Active. What was that Let's Active song? Blue Help me. Let's Active. Blue. Oh, God.
I want to say it's sticking in my head. It's coming back from the back of my mind. And I'm ready all the time.
Everything Means No is a phenomenal song.
Okay, it's Everything Means No.
But Blue Line, they did a cover of Blue Line, which is phenomenal.
He was a little too cheery for me, and he had hair, right?
Yeah, big curly hair. Yeah,
he was probably like 5'4".
Probably
5'7" with his hair.
I saw Marshall Crenshaw play the Newport in Columbus, and Mitch Easter was playing bass.
No, that's a good guy, Marshall Crenshaw.
Yeah, talk about no skips. But Good Plans for Everybody is a great record. Back in the day, though, Al, that did not get good reviews, but it really stands up.
I'm going to stay with Mitch Easter's such a good producer, not so much a good frontman.
I have another record that if you like Mitch Easter, he put out a solo album probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Highly recommended if you can find it. Yeah. I like Mitch.
There was 2 girls in him.
Faith Hunter, and one of them passed away. Yeah, but the later in Every Dog Has Its Day, they had some guys in the band then. That's a great record. Every Dog Has Its Day. God, so good.
So I don't know who currently has the rights to this DB's album.
Probably Elliot has it. Probably keeping it from us.
I don't know who has the rights to it, but it needs to be reissued. I'll reach out to my friend.
Elliot, who has the rights to the DBs? Come on.
This one album. I think
this one album.
Gray area.
Yeah, Faye Hunter died. Yep. But he was married to this, I forget what her name was, but she's playing with him on Every Dog Has Its Day, and they got a divorce. But she was playing in the band with Mitch when Mitch was playing bass for Marshall Crenshaw. She was playing keyboards maybe, or singing. Or, God, what tour was that? What's the God, Grant? It was the first tour, Marshall Crenshaw tour, after he got off Warner Brothers. So I think he was on MCA, and it's got that black and white cover. Whatever year that was, that's when I saw him with that.
Well, Rhino needs to reissue the DB's record.
Angie Moon Coming Yay. Where? Coming where? I'm a Mitch Easter fan because he produced Game Theory, another No Skips album band.
But Game Theory, if my friend owns a part of the owners of Omnivore, they've reissued the Game Theory.
Lolita.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that's a great record. If you haven't heard any Game Theory, go out and check it out. Steven, nice to see you. The Skirts did the original Blue Line. Yeah. Bearsville's controlled by Warner's. Correct. Angie Carlson. In fact, I had some kind of interaction with, I tried to get her on the Warehouse, and she didn't want to come on and talk about it. I said, come on and talk about Let's Active. She wouldn't do it.
Okay, I'll look them up.
Okay, it's Canadian Steel Indiana Flute Band. All right.
If you go to Elliot's comment, I have a Don Dixon factoid.
Go ahead.
Great producer. But there's a movie called Camp from the early 2000s, late 90s. I saw it at Sundance. It's a movie about a true camp, performing arts camp, where kids from New York went to. Don Dixon's in it. Has a big role in the movie. He acted in the film. He was good. Did you know that, Elliot?
I don't know, but I do have a Marty Jones CD that I bought for $1, Elliot. From her 1987 album. Do you have that, Elliot? I read the book Lolita. Well, that record is a great Game Theory album. X Music, what is up? All right. Oh, Sarah. Oh, yeah. Sarah from the drummer of Let's Active passed away too. Mitch is the only one standing, pretty much.
Did he have anything to do with both those deaths?
I don't know. Might have. Mitch Easter was married to Shalani. I don't know who that is.
If there's a bad joke, I have to make it. Those two people are not active anymore.
No. The Village people wasn't talking the YMCA. They were talking about the label MCA, YMCA. I never thought about it, but you might have something. Oh my God. That's good. Loud Family. I have not heard Loud Family, but I did look at those CDs once on Discogs, and they were kind of expensive, so I didn't buy any. You never see any of that stuff in the wild.
See what?
You never see any Game Theory. You never see any Loud
I
Family.
actually found the OG Game Theory vinyl at a thrift store in mint edition. But
no one knows who it is.
I have it because my friend reissued it, so I have that reissued version.
Yeah, Marty Jones probably can be found cheap still because no one really. I'm not even sure. Did she ever have a hit off that record? I should play that tonight. I might play that. Replacement song Left of the Dial is about Sarah. Flat Duo Jets were the original White Stripes. I don't know these bands. That's all right. There's still time. All right. Well, we've damn near went an hour. Rob, what's happening on your channel? Anything going on?
I do 2 live streams a week, Tuesday and Thursday mornings.
Mm-hmm.
I might throw in an occasional one, depending. But we mainly in the morning talk music stuff, not particularly. I mean, I mainly collect jazz vinyl. But as I display here, I listen to all types of music. So that's what's going on here in my channel.
All right. Thomas says you need to hear the Loud Family album, Plants and Birds and Rocks and Things. It's a masterpiece. One of my top 10 favorite albums of all time.
Now I have to do another one.
I'm going to have to go look. You know what this means, Thomas. You know how that works over here. I can tell I'm going to spend money. I know the Replacements. So I did I see the Replacements live? No. I saw Paul Westerberg when he first went out and did that first solo album. I saw him on that.
Okay, I can tell you this. I went to see the Replacements reunion where they did a bunch of shows to raise money for Slim Dunlap.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Horrible show at the Palladium here in L.A., Hollywood.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I thought they were past this, but both him and Tommy Stinson, Paul Westerberg, they were drunk as shit, which I know that's the way they were back in the day, but they were in their 50s. They were horrible.
I saw Tommy Stinson recently. I guess he's been doing a lot of solo shows and stuff. I didn't even recognize him because
wait, I forget. Bash Boom Bop. What was his band's name?
No, that was the guy. Love Spit Love was Psychedelic Fears.
No. But Tommy Stinson had a band. They had put out a good album.
Crash Boom Pop. Yeah.
Crash Boom Pop.
Marty Jones.
Tommy Stinson for a time play in Guns N' Roses?
Yes.
Thanks. Thank you. Bash and Pop. Thank
you. Bash and Pop. Marty Jones had a bunch of albums, but never any major hits. All right. That's why no one knows
it. Weird thing. Tommy Stinson playing in Guns N' Roses.
A gig's a gig.
I guess so.
I mean, what else is, no offense to Tommy Stinson. I would have taken the gig too if I didn't have a gig.
Doing world tours. He was probably making bank.
Yeah. So good for him. We don't want to spend our lives fat, stupid, and drunk.
Hey,
go ahead.
Kevin, the next one down. Kevin, make sure if you got an OG not in good condition with the RL and the dead wax, that's the one. You'll be happy.
You'll be happy. I'm pretty sure I've got like a couple of them. I'm late to the proceedings. Creighton, you're late, damn it.
Well, you can watch it. He's not
You
taking
can
the
watch
stream
it.
down.
Yeah, I don't take the streams down. Well, we know that. Friday Night is Killing Me, a great album. Is that Bash and Pop? I've never heard it. I remember when it came out.
It really is a good album.
Okay.
I only think they put one album out.
Yeah, I think that was it. Anyway, if you're new here and you want to subscribe to the channel, you click that barcode up there on the left. There you go. That's the way you do it, baby. Just click that barcode. Take a picture. That's how you do it, you know?
Oh, yeah, but so what?
See? There you go.
There you go.
All right, everybody. Check out Rob's channel. Please subscribe. We will be back next month, and we will do this again. And we will be shooting the shit, talking about more No Skips albums.
We hit the hour. Good job.
I always want to go an hour. It's my whole, yeah. All right, Rob, I'll see you. I'll be in contact. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in tonight. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.